We all know that we would not be gathered here today but for the efforts of an individual who, a decade ago, had the vision to create the first of the Lake Tahoe summits and the persistence to make sure that we follow it up on an annual basis. Senator Harry Reid is a native of Nevada, from Searchlight, sometimes erroneously reported as Flashlight, Nevada. He is one of the original Gold Dust twins in the 1969 Nevada legislature, where he served with great distinction. He has served as Lieutenant Governor of the state of Nevada, as chairman of the very powerful and all-important Gaming Commission in our state. He was the first to represent the 1st Congressional District after our reapportionment, where he served for 2 terms, and since 1986, he has been a United States Senator from Nevada. Today, he has ascended to the very top in terms of leadership as the majority leader and the most powerful individual in the United States Senate. Our good friend, for whom we are all very proud.
As we were driving down here today, driving around the lake, Landra, my wife, said to me, "Why don't we spend more time here in the summer?" I said, "Why should we when we've got Searchlight?" Laugh, you've never been to Searchlight. I had been to the lake in early 1977 and came to Reno for a press event. And basically they said to me, "We've heard enough talk, do something about this lake. It's being ruined. What are you going to do about it?" And in desperation, without any prior planning, like a lot of things I say and do, I said, "We need a presidential summit." Now, after having said that, I had to try to do something about it. So I called the President's Chief of Staff, President Clinton's Chief of Staff, and talked to him, and he said, "What are you talking about?" And he arranged a time that I could speak with the President, and I did that. And without hesitation, the President said, "I'll be happy to do that. Let's find a time." Vice President Gore also agreed to be part of this. And frankly, I thought that having some knowledge of their commitments to what was going on in our country and around the world, that they would come here for a half hour, have some pictures taken, and leave. That isn't the way it was. This man, Bill Clinton, looked at this as something of a problem, and he wanted to try to solve it. He held meetings in the White House, directed cabinet officers, 4 or 5 of them, including the head of the Environmental Protection Agency, and said, "We want to have a summit and a good one." I don't know what he said, but I'm paraphrasing. I'm confident that's what he said. because we had cabinet officers come to Lake Tahoe, again, not for photo ops, but to hold meetings. They held meetings, they held symposiums, they held town hall meetings, they held workshops, and involving every federal agency that had anything to do with Lake Tahoe. They were dealing at that time, before the summit convened, with water quality, forest health, forest restoration, recreation, tourism, transportation, involving ski operators, hotel properties, environmentalists, developers, chambers of commerce, water companies, power companies, Republicans, Democrats, independents. The results of the first summit were fantastic. For 2 days, not only the attention of the state of Nevada, but the attention of the country and the world was focused on Lake Tahoe, this gem that Mark Twain referred to as the fairest place in all the earth. You know, there's only one other lake like it in the world, Lake Baikal in Russia. This lake is unique. And the President issued after that day in July of 1997, an executive order ordering federal agencies to develop an interagency program, a partnership, assuring consideration of everything that had been talked about in preparation for this, to do something to take care of this great basin around Lake Tahoe. And the cabinet officers fulfilled the president's request. The first summit that we held after that was one where we talked about things that were going to be done. The second, when we were able to talk about things that had been done. Now, after 10 years, you've heard the list of things that we have accomplished. We realize we have a lot more to do. But we also have a vision that what we've done is good, and we have a vision of what we can do in the future to make it better. $1.1 billion has either been spent or committed to fulfilling the plan of President Reagan that many years ago. State of California, I appreciate very much your partnership. It's a great state, they're a great partner to have. We share this resource with the state of California. And I say this to everyone here, most of whom are from northern Nevada and other parts of our country. I say that because the state of Nevada loves this lake. The bond issue that the governor signed off on just a few minutes ago was passed because of Clark County. Clark County overwhelmingly voted for the bond issue. We love, every place in the state of Nevada loves this lake, but we love it in southern Nevada also because we feel it's part of ours. Water quality, vegetation, fire fuel reduction, watershed, habitat improvement, air quality, transportation. These are things that we talked about in the past that really have come to be. I see Dr. Goldman in the audience. He was the original and only scientist who really, it seemed, cared 10 years ago about this lake. Now we have a myriad of scientists coming from all over the world to study, to follow the plan of this great scientist that he started many years ago alone. So what is the lesson that we've learned after 10 years? It's just like a ball game. For all you Yankee fans, you can hire all the good players you want, but if you don't have teamwork, you lose. But if you have teamwork, you can beat anybody. And that's what we've learned. In 10 years, if you have teamwork, Democrats, Republicans, independents, city, state, county, federal agencies working together, great things can be done. In conclusion, let me say this. There's no way that I can express my appreciation, Mr. President, to how much we appreciate what you did 10 years ago by taking on this challenge, and how you've not lost interest in this, and how you agreed to change a very difficult schedule to be here today. And I wish there was something we could give you that would make up for everything that we would like to express to you. And I can't, but we are going to give you something that I hope in future years you will look at and be reminded of the legacy you've left in saving one of nature's greatest treasures. Please bring that picture up. We have in Nevada many wonderful artists, but a man who decided to devote his life to preserving Lake Tahoe is J.T. Malvizzi. And this is his, and this is yours, Mr. President. Thank you very much.